8:30. Brian Ernst, Chairman of the Board. I'm going to start this meeting and then we'll elect the chair of the committee, and that person then can take over. First of all, we'll have a roll call.
Good morning, Joe Borodka online.
Here.
Doug Erickson.
Here.
Larry Palachuk. Jordan Spacek.
Here.
And Jeff Ulrich.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number 1, elect chairperson. Are there any nominations for chairperson?
I nominate Larry Palachuk.
Do we need to, thanks, Joe. We'll record that. Do we need to do this with paper or just voice vote?
Only if there's multiple and there's not a unanimous.
Okay. So Mr. Baraka has nominated Larry Palachuk. Are there any other nominations?
I'll nominate Joe since he's not here.
Mr. Spacek has nominated Joe Baraka.
That happened to me. That happened.
Respectfully decline.
Figured so.
Thank you.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing
Mr. Chair,
none.
I move to close the nominations and cast a unanimous vote for Larry Palachuk for chair.
Mr. Baraka has put forward a unanimous vote for Mr. Palachuk as chair.
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Spacek. Any discussion? All those in favor of Mr. Palachuk as chair signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Palachuk, it is now your meeting and committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee members. Nominations are now open for vice chair.
I'll nominate Jordan Spacek.
Darn it.
Erickson has nominated Jordan Spacek. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? We're in order for a motion to close nominations and instruct the clerk to cast a unanimous ballot for Jordan Spacek.
So moved.
Motion by Ulrich,
I'll
second by Erickson. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Larry, only one trip to Hawaii a year then.
Okay. Work around the highway meeting. Okay. Public comment. Anyone here online for public comment? *6 to unmute yourself. Hearing none, we'll go to communications. Any of the committee members have anything for communications?
Just a quick communication here. If the meeting runs past 10 o'clock, I may need to leave the meeting just to let everybody know. So thank you.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Are you behaving down there?
I don't have time to misbehave.
Good for you. What are your pleasure of the minutes from our March 4th, 2026 meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve.
You better, you chaired that one.
I know.
I'll second it.
Motion by Spacek, second by Erickson to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Highway financial report. Nick or Roger?
Everybody should have got a copy of the financial report. I gave Jeff one. I guess if you have any questions on this report, I would defer to Nick or Carrie.
Yeah, each year you get it. We do our closing in February for the highway. That then goes over to the general audit, which we had in April, which then goes into the single audit, which starts in June or end of May. Mid-May. I think we do mid-May for the single audit, which then closes our whole audit out, hopefully by that midsummer. So this is the first step. The reason highway goes first is the state requires us to be done by February 15th or February something.
Yeah.
So that's why theirs is done first.
Anyone on the committee have any questions? If not, we'll move on to item 6.
Well, so a part of that also is the equipment loss and gains that was shared. There's some equipment, I mean, that shows up as a loss. I mean, there's V plows, of course, that we don't use very often. We have them in case we need them.
So yeah, before we go too deep into this, so every board member, if you're new or if you're online listening, every board member gets a list of all of our pieces of equipment. We track those by the hour or by the usage or there's different tracking methods for each
That's this
one.
document here?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
That's the one you had asked me about before the meeting.
Thank you.
So the reason you have to receive it is in our fiscal policy. It states, and this came from about Larry, 10 years ago, we started being more diligent on this, where we used to have pieces of equipment that we'd buy, we'd use like 8 hours a year. And by the time you stored them and maintained them and everything, you were losing $20,000-$30,000 on just depreciation and the cost of having that piece of equipment. So then what the board did was said, hey, every year you have to review this list of equipment to say, should we keep it or should it go? If it's, like Rogers brought up a good example, the V plow, you're not going to get rid of that implement, that portion of a truck or a usage like for the grader, because it lost money. That's one of those that it's going to be a loss leader, right? You're going to have it. It's going to be there. What we had, the best example was we had a D5 dozer or D6. It was a really big dozer. We used it maybe 20 hours, 30 hours a year, but there was a significant cost. Now, if we need a dozer, we have a smaller one that the forestry has that we can use, or we're better off renting it and taking it in a different different expense. So that's the purpose of this is that you as a committee need to keeping the negative ones. And you don't have to make a motion. You don't have to do anything. It's just, we have to have it on record. You reviewed, there was no issues with it. So that's where Roger can kind of go through it a little bit. And just like he was starting with the V plow, it makes sense to have them. We understand it's going to be a loss.
So the items that are, I'll say highlighted in, I'll say a salmon color, were those sold then online? Were that part of that online auction?
Yep, some of them are sold on auction. The one pickup that's on the top, that was damaged. And it was, so that was actually an insurance claim. So actually, I mean, even though it shows up as a loss, it was actually a profit on our side. We actually did okay.
Yeah. The salmon would be like a disbursement.
Sure.
Disposal is a better way. Disposal.
And then sometimes when it's a very new piece of equipment, like if we get it late in the year and we hardly use it, there's depreciation in there, and it shows up as initially it might show up as a loss, but
But some of those items are just must-haves.
Yeah.
I mean,
they are.
Right. But if you put a grader on the list in November, you're never going to put enough miles or hours on it to cover even the depreciation for the first
Correct.
year. So it's not like we automatically send that grader out the door after 2 months. It's
I believe the last 2 plow trucks we got in like November, December,
Right.
and they showed up bad on there as well.
Yeah.
they go online.
while it's showing a loss, you have to look at to see what its intent is.
And that's why we have this list, is to make you as a committee aware and have to talk about it publicly why it was. So like example, like we just said, the plow truck, it's easy to justify. It came online in November. There's going to be a loss. Great. We talked about it. But if you put a piece, you had a tar kettle that was there all year and you never used it. Now we need to talk about it, right?
Mr. Chair, may I?
Sure.
Quick question. The airport loader that you just got, how does that fit in here? Because it's paid for with mostly FAA funds.
We don't track that.
You don't track that because of the way it's
Just
purchased?
highway. Yep.
Right.
Just highway equipment. So
Yep.
anything we depreciate under highway. So airport would have they have a truck up there. They have the front loader,
Tractor.
the tractor. That's we don't do that. Just like forestry, we wouldn't
Well,
do
I
that.
just
Yeah,
asked
yeah.
about that particular piece because of how it was paid for.
Yep, it's not on here.
Yeah, we don't track, so it's the same thing with forestry's equipment. They don't get tracked like this. This is more state mandated tracking as far as highway departments go. Yeah, you'll see a lot of wings and plows on here, so a lot of those are spares as well. You know, so like if a wing gets damaged, a lot of times when we sell the trucks, the old plow trucks, they don't want them. You know,
And if the wing can fit on a new truck,
Or-
absolutely, you never know when you're gonna break
Yeah.
one. Middle of the, yep.
Or you never know when somebody's gonna try to pass you on the right and wreck one.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh, that was 2 years ago already,
Right.
wasn't it?
Yeah. on a
Yeah.
We
bridge-
had that
on a
happen 2 years
bridge
ago
too.
on a bridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
But- Overall, we did good last year. We did, our equipment revenue has been gaining, so, I
You know,
think
a
we,
lot of that has to do with how we're managing the equipment. We're replacing it properly. We're
Yep.
managing it differently. We're not, it's been a big change. We've also purchased a lot, so depreciation is higher, which is how, one way we fund our future, equipment.
so we're moving in the right direction.
Okay. Any questions on that? Anybody online have a question? We'll move on to State Highway 70. What's your update, Roger?
We patched it the best that we can. It's rough. The DOT decided that they were gonna post it, although the posting at 40 ton does not eliminate raw forest product. The raw forest product permit, the loggers can still run. It's just anything else outside of that, heavy equipment or whatever, which they would have to go to the DOT and get a special permit if they had to bring in a piece of equipment for that.
An annual permit wouldn't cover that?
No. No. But in the good news is they did find emergency funds to repair that road, so which the funds aren't available till July. So there'll be emergency let in June. And then it'll start reconstruction or just a mill and overlay in July, and that will, along with that, they'll tie into the intersections and shoulder it and everything else. So that's gonna be a total of 17 miles, 7 miles of which is gonna be in Price County. The remainder, will be in Sawyer County.
Will they check the culverts out and make sure they're all
Sounds
right?
like no. So
No, they'll
maybe
cut
Joe
those out
can
in
jump in
September.
there and get
Yeah.
some extra work, but that's.
There you
I-
go. And I'd like to say, Roger, the guys did a great job patching. While it is rough, like you said, that you can't avoid that with patching, but they did an awesome job, and it's 1,000-fold better than what it was this spring. So thank you.
Yeah, it seemed to hold up well. We did track the cost on it because we were gonna try and recoup some of that. Cause it did come out of our RMA. It was a little over $100,000 just to patch the.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
What are our chances of getting that back?
Don't know. So right now there are no LFAs for Price County this year. I know the last couple winters has been really rough on the state. So they're kind of tightening up the reins even more here now on spending. So, unless there's more funds that are going to be released in July, which we don't know yet, which is possible, we might get an LFA in July to recoup that funds. Otherwise, we're just going to be over on the RMA.
And will that take any of our other projects the way we had planned?
No, no.
Okay.
Otherwise the DOT is just going to be anticipated that we're going to overspend for the year,
Okay, thank
and they
you.
still pay their bills. So
Any questions on that?
Can I get, so sorry, just being new abbreviations, RMA, LMA.
routine maintenance agreement. So that's basically the what the state gives us every year to plow the roads,
Okay.
mow grass, fix shoulders.
It's the guaranteed number.
Yes.
Is the, so that number is the guaranteed, like, and it's not 1 million, but it would be 1 million. We always know that there may be a bad winter or weird projects or whatever, and that's where you go over and hope there's additional funding.
Yeah. So then there's also things like the LFA, so that's a local force agreement. So that's like we'll do extra crack filling on the state highways or something. So there's a cap on that, like 150,000. So there'll be $150,000 jobs, which ultimately it's revenue, for the county, which helps us. We had a lot of LFAs and some DMAs last year. So.
Thank you. Just the new acronyms, just want to make sure I'm understanding what they are. So,
Okay.
Yep.
After a few years, you'll still forget them. Trust me.
Until the state will
healthcare,
change them
so-
on you and
Yeah, the state had a PBMs for a while, which now they kind of went away with, but I don't know. They move stuff around and change. Yeah.
Thank you.
okay, item 7, Town of Eisenstein Bridge and Culvert Aid.
So this came through from Einstein, but there's also going to be funds participating from the U.S. Forest Service for this as well. $31,000. They're gonna put in $31,000, which is basically half of what the request is here. So,
Will we be doing the work on this? Do we know?
yes.
Okay, so we will.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll have to figure out the fine details, who's gonna be
I'm
billing the state or. if
Not
we just-
sure who put this together, but I think it's a good
We
schedule,
we
like,
did that.
layout. It actually makes good sense. I think a lot of people don't understand about the bridge and culvert aid process and whatnot, and its uses for the townships really.
Yep, and we send that out every year. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, everybody forgets about it once it comes through on an email to the clerk, but.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want to say that we did that during Don Grande's administration.
That's the first
'cause
time I've seen it.
was,
So
it was really when we started pushing that program. Prior to that, it wasn't utilized. So then I worked on putting that together, and Don started pushing that program quite a bit. And we had a huge increase for a while. And then under Joe, you had quite a few. And now we still maintain 3, 4, 5 projects a year. So it's worked out really well.
mhm.
You want to explain that to Jeff, go through it, how that,
Yeah, so you have there's a flow chart that Jordan was just holding
yep.
up. Yep. So there's a program, Bridge and Culvert Aid, that municipalities, not all municipalities, those who've opted in, it's not cities or villages. So Park Falls, Phillips.
Villages can participate, but they have to.
They have
Is
to
it
opt in.
17 of the
Yeah.
19 or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
So it's a program that Town of Spirit or Ogama or whoever can opt into it. What happens is you do a project, say it's $100,000. 50% of that is collected by all those other municipalities. So we do it through the tax, the levy. Is we'll say, okay, all municipalities that are part of this, you pay 50% of that project for the Town of Spirit. Town of Spirit has to come up with the other 50%. There are other funding mechanisms like Roger was, but the goal is it knocks that project down to half for the municipality. We're the bank up front. We work with it until we collect it, and then we collect from the municipality. But it reduces that cost for the municipality.
So what's the opt-in piece of it? How do you opt in, opt out? Is there a?
That was a long time. I mean, that was when it was established. And I think in order to get rid of it, it's like every municipality that's in it has to opt out, and it's a
No,
whole.
I mean, so,
You're in it. Yep.
okay, that was my question. Thanks.
trust me, you're in there.
Yeah, you're in it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Do you have any other questions on that, Jeff?
I don't, I'm somewhat familiar with from the town
Yeah.
level, so yes, but thank you.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the Town of Eisenstein Bridge and Culvert Aid.
Motion by Spacek,
They'd have to have the distance apart
I'll second it.
when they go back.
second by Ulrich to
Back in there.
approve Town of Eisenstein request for a bridge and culvert aid.
We don't need a dollar amount in there, right? Because it's in the resolution. I mean, we don't. need to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
one. Okay.
And this will be forwarded to the executive committee because it's a levy issue. So they'll put their stamp on it, and then it'll go to the full board.
You want to put that in the motion, Meredith? Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 8, county projects, Roger.
Yeah, so, Haas has started on County Highway D on the curve reconstruction. All the grubbing is completed. They stripped topsoil. They did start cutting the curve, yesterday. It is a little bit wet in there. I did talk to Ryan Booth, the project engineer, that when it gets closer, we might have to make sure that the sub base is going to qualify for, the amount of base that's called for. It's called for 16 inches of base, but otherwise we might have to revisit that once they get it all cut and what the condition of the sub base is. So a part of that project is a curve reconstruct out by Mink and Dover. It's going from a 90-degree corner to a sweeping 45-mile-an-hour curve out there. The process started a couple years ago on design. So the plan is once they get the connect the curve in, the new curve in, they're just going to put the base mat on. And they'll build the cul-de-sac on the end by the junks there. But then we're going to stop. They have 40 working days to complete the project. So we're going to stop till we do our pulverizing and overlay on our section, which is anticipated, talking with American, not going to start till sometime in July, maybe mid-July. So we got to get it shouldered, and then Haas will come back in, redo the guardrail on the 2 bridges, and do the line painting on the project. So a part of that, we're going to do a Highway H off of D going to Sheep Ranch Road. So, and then starting in May, we're going to assist Lincoln County. So we have we're joint sponsors on the YY ARIP project. So that's 90-10. So which we can do with county forces. Lincoln County has a paver, so we're going to assist them with graveling, paving. So ultimately the 5% that we would be on the hook for, we would be reimbursing ourselves that 5%. So it really wouldn't cost us anything out of our checkbook.
Where is the material going to come from for that project?
Some of the material, the gravel material is coming out of the Kraus pit, some of the 1.25 for the base. And then, I would have to ask Jason Lemmer exactly where the asphalt's coming out. It's not coming out of the Kraus pit like last year. They got a pretty good price somewhere closer in Lincoln County. So we'll be utilizing 6 to 8 of our trucks hauling asphalt. Our loader loading stuff and 6 to 8 trucks hauling as well. So, and if we do go over what we would owe for our 5%, we would end up paying ourselves back as well. So. Other than that, it's just going to be similar, maintenance as far as the year goes. We're going to be doing crack filling on all our newer roads, everything that we paved last year, in the last few years. Mowing, just general maintenance otherwise.
Are there any questions for Roger on that?
I did get one call about the whole D thing, and I was told by an individual that they were putting in a roundabout out on D. So
Cul-de-sac.
I tried to inform the person of that, and they said they talked to one of the Town of Emery employees, and the Town of Emery employee told me that they were putting in a roundabout out there, and I said that was not correct. So I had to draw the person a picture to show them, and they still weren't understanding of it. So hopefully they will.
Once it's done, once it's complete.
So
Yeah.
So yes, it's not a roundabout. It's a corner and a cul-de-sac dead end. So
Yes.
yeah.
If I may, Mr. Palchuk, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Maybe this isn't the right place on the agenda, but I'm going to ask now and tell me if it's not. County Highway F up here by Harborview, I think they got a very unsafe construction crew there. When they go down to one lane, they've only got a flag person on one end of that area. So you could have people coming at each other because there should be one on each end. And also the when it's 2 lanes, it's very narrow. I think it's very unsafe. I know you have nothing to do with the project, but it's our county road. Is there anything do we have any recourse to straighten it out a little bit?
So, I talked with Jim from the city, cause originally if anything was oversized that couldn't fit when it's narrow, would go around on his city street around the back. So that is an option. We could detour it. I didn't receive any complaints, when supposedly when they're not.
We have one
right.
now.
I have one now, yes. I was not aware of when they were shutting it down to 1 lane. As far as my understanding, it was always gonna be 2 lanes of traffic, just narrow.
Well, I can attest to it. They've done it more than once when I've gone through there. I go through there quite often because I live out that way.
Okay, I'll go out.
I just think it's unsafe. Somebody's good to get into an accident.
Okay, I'll address that.
Who is the contractor out there?
A1.
Yeah.
A1?
Ayers and Associates is the engineer for that
And it is a city
city
project,
project.
not a
Yeah.
county.
No,
project. Yeah,
like I
I'm
said,
just so
I'm
people
bringing it
know,
up because
yeah.
it's our county road.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Morning, Mike.
Morning, Larry.
This is our newest member, Jeff Ulrich. Jeff, Mike Brill,
Nice to meet
our airport manager.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Okay. We're on to any questions on the county projects. We're on to department reports. Again, Roger, your moment in the sun.
Oh. I guess besides the day-to-day operations, I put in 6 applications for townships for the local small structure program. And one for the county highway S, that little bridge there, I put in for that one. But hearing, I've heard it both ways. Chances of getting it are slim to none, and I've heard that it's really good. So I don't know. Not to know.
Got a better chance if you apply, I guess.
You do. And so some of the townships that called in question about it, I said, well, it would be best, even if there's a chance you won't get it, to apply, because it shows that there's a need for the program. Yep. So, I just reached out to the townships and asked them if they wanted me to put in the application form and apply for them. I did. And just made them known that if they did get selected, that they would be on the hook for, potential amount of what the structure was. So I waited for confirmation on the townships before I applied for
Can that be replaced with a culvert, or hasn't that been studied yet?
them. That one, I don't know that you're talking about the one on S. Potentially, but the DNR sometimes does not like to see, because that's a live bottom now. So now if you replace it with a culvert, now you have a steel bottom in there, and the DNR doesn't like that as much. They like the live bottom. So sometimes it just depends on what mood Wendy's in, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, because just around the corner, I believe it's culverts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roger, quick question for you. On those applications so my understanding is that the 1 and 2s, they're thinking they're going to be able to fund this year, and the 3 and 4s are going to be if they have any money left over. Those applications you put in, were they for just 1s and 2s, or did you go up to 3 and 4s, or I guess what was the ratings cut off that the towns were typically
I went
using?
up to 3s and 4s. So what I did here, Joe, is that a lot of the 1s and 2s were replaced just because, a lot of the roads got either closed down or weight restricted. So the towns or counties or whoever it was just went ahead and replaced them. So that's where I heard that the potentially of getting some of these 3s and 4s replaced, there's a possibility there, because they figured now the funds will go further.
Okay, thanks, appreciate it.
Yep. Me and Mike, we went to an airport seminar down in Stevens Point. So there's a new airport director, Carla. She came from the DOT. She is changing things around a little bit, hopefully for the best. Hopefully, we've seen in the past where projects have been moving along very slowly. Yeah, so they are, Carla is hiring outside firms that kind of move some of these projects ahead. There was, I think it was Manitowoc Waters, they lost some funds. They lost some of their entitlements because the BOA did not get the projects moving forward. Luckily, we've been staying on track. We haven't lost any allocations ourselves, but it was a 2-day seminar. It was pretty good. Yeah. The 10th of May, I'll be attending the TDA roundtable. So that's going to be with the legislators, the ones that are currently in office and the ones that are running for re-election. So that's just basically, trying to make sure that we're continuing with road funding and trying to fill these shortfalls
Where will that be at, Roger?
in Wausau at,
I think it's the Best Western, isn't it?
it could be. I don't have it with me, I don't think. I can let you know, Larry, if you want to attend, or if anybody wants to attend.
No, I wouldn't be able to.
Okay. It's at the Hilton Garden Inn. 9, I think. Is it 9?
Would you be interested in
I
going,
think
Jeff?
I'm going on behalf of our town.
Oh, okay.
7:30 to 9.
Doug
Yes.
or Jordan?
I'll be at that one. I'm going.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember it being at 7:30 in Wausau.
Joe, are you interested in going?
Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to make that one.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Other than that, that's about all I have to report.
Okay. Are you going to take care of the airport or are you got something on that?
I'll
Roger?
cover the first 2 topics, and then when we get to the third topic, I guess it'll be kind of a group effort.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did receive our new airport loader, along with a blower, 20-foot push blade, and a broom. The total price that the county had to pay was just shy of $19,000. They had the loader trainer come and train Mike and Ken on the new loader, so it's a little more high tech than most loaders that you see with everything.
A
But
lot of electronics on it.
yeah, a lot of electronics. So the loader came with a 1-year warranty. I did reach out and asked about an extended warranty, and they have 2 different packages. They're premier packages, so everything's covered except for the drive to the loader. I mean, if we were to haul it to Wausau, then we would receive no charge. But a 5-year plan, 1,000 hours is $3,500. A 7-year plan with 1,500 hours is $4,880. I guess what I was asking the committee is if they would approve the airport going to a 7-year warranty on the loader.
Yes. For $4,800.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a lot per year. We have the lowboy trailer, we can haul it there, or the deck over. Yeah, I'll make a motion to go to the 7-year warranty for the 4,880. You 4,880, not 48,000.
No, 40.
Okay, I just want to make sure, like, yes, okay,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So that is a governmental
rate
warranty.
Okay.
Yes.
Jordan, you're thinking too big.
Well, I know trust me, our
If
cat
it
mower's
was-
still not running yet that we paid 35,000 for, and we're fighting with cat right now.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
If it was 48,000, I wouldn't have brought it forward.
No, that's, yes, I'll make the motion to do the 7-year for 4,880 on the new loader at the airport, the warranty.
Motion made by Spacek. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Good. Reluctantly made by Erickson.
The
We have a
electronics on
second?
these things.
No,
Any further discussion?
I think it's a great idea to keep them
Yeah.
some type of warranty with all the electronics.
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With all the electronics that's on them nowadays.
In the DEF system.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a,
Yeah.
oh gosh, yeah,
Oh, yeah, one computer board is poof, that's,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Motion carried.
You're a good salesman, Roger.
Thanks. The T hangers, bids, came in, under the engineer's estimate. The engineer's estimate was 1,587,000. Market and Johnson was awarded the bid at $1,338,292. So that was almost $250,000 under the engineer's estimate. There was a little hang up on the T hangers because we asked for a variance on the T hanger door for as far as the service door, because there's a step. DSPS didn't like the 8-inch step going through the door, so we asked for a variance. Part of the variance, they said you need to put a fire alarm system in the T hanger, which would have been $55,000 plus an annual maintenance fee and then communication fee. So we kind of, Carl Kempner with Becker Hoppy assisted in, and the BOA kind of helped assist in breaking it down to now it's just the regular fire alarms that are in the hangar. So, that bid for the T hangers was postponed for a while. The taxi lane, Hutari Construction was awarded the taxi lane. It was just under $200,000 for the taxi lane construction, which was a little over $11,000 under the engineer's estimate. So both these projects won't take place till next year. So nothing this year yet. So
There was talk of trying to do the foundation this fall.
I
isn't
did
it?
not hear that.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what Carl was telling me,
Okay.
and I'm not sure how solid that is.
I hope the foundation's solid.
I
Yeah.
was talking about the.
I know,
know.
Do you have any questions on what the T hangers are, Jeff?
I don't. I've watched 2025, so I've kind of been keeping up on all these discussions.
Okay.
So, but thank
If you
you.
have any questions, just
Oh,
feel free to
absolutely.
jump in.
I'm not afraid to ask. No
We
problem.
won't leave it hanging.
Oh, yeah.
Another one, round two.
Okay, any questions on the T hanger or taxi lane? Fuel card policy, Mike?
Yeah, I guess we've had an ongoing issue with one of our tenants, so that's what's bringing this about.
Yeah. That's what that is.
Joel and I addressed it for sure at least once while he was commissioner, and the individual would behave for 6 to 8 months and then right back at the same thing again. So what's happening is doesn't pay monthly, pays like the individual pays like every 2 or 3 months, and then he just pays a portion of it instead of the whole bill, and it's never been over $500, so it's kind of ridiculous. I
He
think
gets oil, and fuel and
Yep.
a few other things.
oil and gas.
And I would
pretty
say
much.
that's more of the backgrounds, because we don't want to say we're doing this because of one person or anything. Like,
No.
we've had problems with individual paying, but individuals, right? So there's a issue with keeping up with their bill. We've billed, people aren't paying their bills. So that's when Roger and Mike came to myself, and I brought Carrie into it. And we talked about, should we have a policy? Should there be something on the books that says, hey, you're not paying, what do we do? We can make it up as we go, but it's better to have
Yeah,
a board approved or committee approved policy that we're putting in place. So it's
right.
not to pick on one person. It's just, we have multiple. How many users of the fuel card do we have?
There's about 12 possibly.
12 users. So with the fuel card, you get a discount on
Yeah.
the fuel.
Yep.
As long as you're in the future up to date, you'll get
Right.
that discount. You'll have access to it. So after Mike and Roger explained this issue that we're having, they kind of put together a base of what could be a policy. Carrie and I kind of talked it over and said, okay, let's add a few things. What you guys need to decide today, one is, do we want a policy, which I see a lot of head shaking, and two, if there is a policy, what are kind of the structure of it? And so we started with, if a payment is not received within 45 days of the billing date. So really that's about 90 days from a charge. So you could charge today. It takes us 30 days to 45 days to get you your bill, because that's usually a month, right? So if you did it on the first of the month, it wouldn't be due until the 15th of the following month. So that's, but then we're saying you get another 45 days beyond that bill date. So really it's 90 days to pay a bill you had, which is normal, right? You swipe a credit card, you get whatever the month left plus 28 days usually. So, okay, so the billing date, and then there'll be, if you don't pay within that 45 days, right now there's nothing. We don't charge them anything. We don't do anything. We're recommending to follow what we do with taxes, which is the statutory amount, which is 1.5% per month or 18% per year. Still cheaper than a credit card. But there's finally something there to kind of incentivize you to keep moving. So the first decision, do we want one? Second decision is, if we do want one, what are the percentages and the timeline? The next thing we talked about is, if you fail to do this more than once, so say you miss that 45 days and then you come back, you pay the interest, we get you going again. But if you do it 2 times in any 12-month period, we cut you off. So we cut you off immediately. You start paying the interest, you pay up. Okay, we'll give you a second chance. You do it again, we cut you off, you pay up. But in order to get back on the program, to get the discount or access to you can always fuel up, but to use our fuel card rather than your own.
Yeah, when
personal
you say
credit
cut
card.
off, that you
Yeah.
mean revoke the
Fuel
use
card.
of the fuel card.
Yep,
right?
not revoke the use of the fuel. They can still use their
Right,
personal credit card,
exactly.
but you wouldn't get a line of credit anymore with us after the second time. To get that reinstated, you'd have to come in front of this committee to say, I want to be reinstated on the fuel program, and here's why it happened. So that's, the first part. So with that, the 45 days, say they start paying, they get it caught up, whatever. If it's delinquent past 120 days, all services would be shut off. And then you'd have to come in front of this committee to ask for permission to be back in the program. So the first time, say you missed by a week, okay, you got some interest, you got strike 1. Do it again, strike 2. But if you just fail to pay for 120 days, come and pay us and say, I want my fuel card turned back on, you'd have to come in front of this committee. So we've kind of put 2 levels in there.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask some
Sure,
questions? So fuel and oil, is this for an airplane?
Correct.
Yes.
So
We have a
I'm,
fueling station.
So I own my own plane, and I'm renting or owning a hangar on at the airport,
Or just fly in. Yep.
or just fly in.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have an opportunity to get a discount on the aviation fuel if I have a card issued through
Through
PricewaterhouseCoopers.
us, yep.
Okay. And I'm not paying that bill?
Usually the discount is available to just hangar tenants.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
I'm
have
a
to-
hangar tenant,
yeah.
but I'm failing to keep current on my discounted fuel.
That's what this would
Yeah. no.
take care of.
Yeah.
And industry standard is 1.5 and 18%. Is that kind of what you want to follow?
That's up to you guys, what fee you want to put in place. We use that for our
And
tax
there's an
software.
opportunity for, if I own a plane and I'm not, I can always use my personal credit card to buy this, but it won't be at
Correct.
a discounted rate.
Yes,
Correct.
that's correct.
You're not staying current, you're losing your privileges for the discounted rate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. And we understand there's always a time where, I went on
Absolutely.
vacation and whatever.
There's
That's
this-
why you
Yeah.
get 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first, the one straight, things happen,
Mhm.
you forget or something electronically doesn't work. Absolutely. But to continue on as habitual,
Do you want
why
to,
do you want that headache?
I'm sorry, I thought it was done.
Yeah.
Do you want to add payment in full?
It says that. So no credit or product until the bill is paid in full.
Yeah.
We could move that up to the first one too, but it's all meant to be one thing, but we could highlight it or make it its own.
I don't think this is unreasonable at all.
No, and
No.
I think 45 days is very lenient. 45 days beyond is very lenient.
Exactly.
I would change that to 30, honestly. I mean, It's only 2 weeks difference, but it at least tries to spark something a little sooner.
I think, so the reason our office staff picked the 45 days is because when we get the bill, she gets the bill in, and then by the time we process it and send it out, and even by the time they send, they just prefer the 45
Okay.
days in the office.
So you're saying 45 days from when the payment or when the fuel is bought?
No, 45 days from the bill, like
Receipt
from
of
when
the
they-
bill.
Yeah.
Receipt of the bill.
sending of the bill,
Sure.
issuing of the bill.
And do we have to take into consideration the human asset time of the staff doing all this invoicing and this tracking of the stuff? I mean,
And that's why the
That's why the
45 days
45.
was
Sure. Okay.
thrown in there.
Okay.
That's
Has court counsel had a chance to look at this, Nick?
We can ask her, but it's not like we're illegally taking something from someone, but we can ask them.
You got to pay to play.
well,
You
it's
know, I mean-
it sounds like it's a really sweet deal for some folks. You're getting and what is the discount? Is it 5%, 10%,
15 cents off the
15 cents off per
listed
gallon?
price.
Okay. So that can be,
It's usually about 3-4% by time.
Yeah.
and an average plane probably holds what, 30, 40
They-
gallons
they-
of fuel?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and if we pass something like this, we'll make sure to post it up at the airport. We'll put something on the billing. We'll definitely send a letter out with the first round of billing once this is approved.
So you're looking for a motion to create.
Yeah, recommend the
Uh,
creation of this, and then we'll put it in the fiscal policy through executive.
I do have one question. So this failure to pay 2 or more times in a 12-month period would require, is there a way of getting a loophole that somebody can say, well, it's been more than 12 months now, so I should be reinstated? Or does this need to be?
I think any reinstatement, once you're off, in order to be reinstated, you have to come
I'm
in front of
wondering
the
if we
committee.
need to be extremely clear or not, because I don't want to see anybody try to see a caveat and do a loophole and say, well, it's been more than 12 months, so I need to be back on.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know,
Well,
again, just trying to play devil's advocate
Yeah.
on how somebody's going to try and circumvent this policy.
Do we know any other airports that have a policy like this?
I haven't done any research on that. No.
Okay.
But
Well, I think it's pretty simple that it should.
I
have
would
something,
think it's kind of across the board. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
any anybody that
So can we just say failure to pay 2 or more times requires, just get rid of the 12 months?
Yeah, and the only reason we did that is because say you're 5 years into this program, they did it year 1 and then did it year 5. Are you gonna say that's 2 times? That's where the rolling 12 comes, because I mean, you're on vacation one time year 1, and then year 10 you're on I remember 10 years ago you screwed up. That's why.
I
That's where that
I
came
definitely
from.
see that side of the coin.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm just trying to
we
trying
don't.
to circumvent the bad actor, trying to get right back into this program.
And
again.
I want to be clear, we don't have 12 bad actors. We don't
No, we
have
do not.
this is more of, if it happens, we have something in place. I mean, generally hangar owners are responsible, paying their bills.
yeah.
We've had one where it was the individual passed away, right? And it takes a while, and their estate took over the whole thing. And so now even trying to get the taxes paid on it or there's a process. We get it.
Mhm.
So this is more of the one that's not paying their
self-habitual.
$200 gas bill.
Yeah.
Well, it's a leaping off point, and we can always revisit it if we.
Yep. If someone has a complaint at the airport, they can come talk to us and we can adjust. If they see a concern with, man, my clients don't pay me or whatever.
So we can just add this to our fuel card charge policy then?
This needs to be a new one, right? We need to create one?
Yeah, I would say what the motion today would be is to recommend that we add this to our fiscal policy, and then executive is in charge of that fiscal policy. We'll put it forward.
And knowing all that, when would this go in place? Would this be like a July 1, or is this more like a January 1 of 27?
Oh, by mid-year, yeah, that July, because We wouldn't have it at the May board meeting, but we could have it at the June.
I didn't know when we can bring those in.
Oh, anytime. It's just
Okay.
a process.
Okay.
I'm guessing
I would
July.
I would make a motion that we accept this policy as presented to go into effect once it passes full county board.
Okay. Baratka made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Spacek. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Larry, could I please just read it back before?
Sure.
Make sure I got everything. Okay. 1 minute. Okay, I have motion Baraka, second Spacek, to recommend the creation of the Price County Airport fuel policy, put it in the fuel fiscal policy manual. No? Okay. All right. Motion Baraka, second Spacek, to recommend the creation of the Price County Airport fuel policy and move it forward to executive and to county board, and it will go into effect once it passes county board.
Sounds good.
Are there any questions on that?
I do have, on the,
Well, get a second first, then have discussion.
I did second.
Okay.
I
seconded Joe's motion. Yep. Yep.
on what I have, what Jenny wrote up, and I don't know if it says no credit or product until the bill is paid in full. They can have the choice of paying with their credit card, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, so through the
Regular
no
credit
credit,
card.
yeah,
Credit or product
Yeah.
through the fuel card.
Right, no product through the fuel card or on account, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They would have to pay,
Yep.
yep,
Sure.
yep. Cause oil is put on the account as well, so
so I changed it to no fuel or product until the bill is paid in full on account.
on account, correct, yep.
Here, and I'm changing that again. So I have no fuel or product on account until the bill is paid in
Yes,
full.
that sounds better, right, correct, yeah, that sounds better, yep,
There you
I'm
go.
good with that language.
yes.
Jordan, you
Yep.
approve?
Me too. Yep.
Okay,
It makes sense.
both the first and the second have agreed to add that to the policy. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I think it's a step in the right direction.
Are there other pain points like this that we need to address?
They will bring them up as they happen, but this one just kind of was something that we started talking about in the last month and a half. So. Yeah, it was one of those we're always chasing the person, and
Yep.
finally Mike and Roger were like, "We're not chasing it." Well, it might have been Sarah. Somebody said we're not chasing anymore, and we need to figure out something. So
Well, if you can afford an airplane, I'm sure you should be able to afford fuel to fly it. Just my guess. Okay, dams, Roger.
So general status, all dams are in good condition. Oh. Sorry. So general status, all the dams are in good condition over winter. Concrete deterioration does not appear to be significant. Job's Dam will need some crack repairs this summer, so that's some things will have to be welded up. That was through DNR directive. Weimer's Dam is in good shape. The wooden catwalk's gonna need some repairs, so Dave did get some estimates on some white oak boards, rough sawn for around $2,400 plus protection, some sealant on there. Let's see, and then Prentice Dam is in pretty good shape, just gonna need to reseed and add some topsoil where the public put some ruts in. Sailor Creek is in good shape, minor landscaping needs to be done. Needs to add a new chain hoist. Musser Dam is fully restored to normal pool level. So we did get enough runoff. It was drawn down for weed kill this winter, which I guess it wasn't the best weed kill that they were expecting, but wasn't as cold as anticipated. But Sloberg, they're gonna need to be some concrete patches need to be done downstream. We can do that in-house and then just monitor some seepage on the bank, which seems to be kind of ongoing, but it doesn't seem to be getting any worse. So highway report, clean and inspect all county and state bridges. Did sign repairs on county and state from, winter breaks. But they've been turned shoulders on all the highways. I think they're still working up on 70 and 13 north yet. Some few counties left to go. Patched all the 70. Patched other county highways as well. Repaired shoulders from storm damaged, chip storm damaged trees. They did a day of MSHA training, which is an annual refresher that needs to be done. The May shop report, a new Foreman pickup truck was ordered. It should be delivered next week, I think. So that was it's a new Chevy. I think that the price tag was a little over 50,000. That was a 3,500.
And that's a what truck?
That's going to be a Foreman truck.
And it's a 3,500, so a 1-ton?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So at least when we want to pull skid steer around or whatever, it's going to handle it. It's not dual wheels. It's just a single 3,500. The shop's been converting all the plow trucks over to summer use. So mid-May, then they start tearing down the state trucks. So, which weather's been looking good, so we might even start a little earlier. But yeah, it did. Wasn't very heavy though. No. On the April auction, we got rid of the one single axle truck, Mike's favorite truck. It's gone now, Mike. Yep, and 2 Sterlings and along with a bunch of miscellaneous items.
Did you send flowers and a get well soon balloon with it?
I believe they were driving it down to Illinois.
Oh my gosh.
Good luck.
Did you give them a 30-30 warranty, 30 feet or 30 seconds, whichever comes first?
Correct. Once you got up to 30 miles an hour, it kind of got hard. It kind of shook quite a bit when you were driving it. So the shop is actually, Dan Hayden did put his resignation in. So, we are currently seeking vacant, spot for him. We did fill the LTE position as well. He's working 2 days, 20 hours total, which we're allowed up to 23, but so he's helping in repairs and fabrication. He's been working out good so far. The 2026, the 2 new plow trucks, the Freightliners arrived at Scott's Heavy Truck Repair in Weston. Until completion, I guess Dan doesn't have a completion date, but hopefully we'll have them before winter. Both graders are ready to go. They're ready for summer use. Inside the facilities, we had Piper Power come in and they did some electrical upgrades. On the rock shop, there was conduit that was pulled apart. Things were kind of rotted away in there, so we just figured tidy things up. So we added some power over by the sand shed with some outlets to plug in trucks. We did utilize that this winter to put some additional trucks under that canopy. So now we can plug them in out there. We did add some extra power on the upper lot too as well. So to plug equipment up there in the wintertime as well too. So that's all I have.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Roger? On Highway 70, did Sawyer County patch their end of it too? Or did we-
I don't know. Maybe Joe knows. I didn't drive out that far.
Yeah, they did some. They did some with mastic out by 27, but we did a nice job compared to I mean, they did what they could too. They had some different circumstances also, but yeah, they did do some out there, Larry, but they didn't do as much as we did.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Well, I'll accept the reports. We're down to vouchers. Have the vouchers been around? They're going around as we speak.
They're going around. Larry, I did not sign the March ones, but I see my name was not on those, so I can add that if you want. I see Paula's name was still listed, so I just didn't want to do that without asking
Yeah,
permission.
yeah, you
so-
can cross it out and,
It was probably prepared before we did our election.
That's okay.
or Paula could sign too if she wanted to. She's here.
There's pre-signature, but I don't care who signs after that.
We promise we won't call you Paula.
That's okay. No problem.
What's that?
No. But thank you for asking.
He can hum a few bars. Our next meeting date is set for June 3rd. Anybody have a problem with that?
We need one in June with the, I would, or is that because, no, that's a weekend.
Yeah. Are we gonna need a meeting in June, Roger?
Right now I can't answer that unless something comes up. We may not, like I said, most major art projects aren't gonna start till, after July unless there's something that comes in and somebody needs something,
Okay, well,
like a bridge and culvert aid or something.
we can keep in touch on that.
Okay.
Okay. Our next meeting will be announced as needed. What's your pleasure on the vouchers, gentlemen?
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers as presented.
Motion by Spacek, second by Erickson to approve the vouchers. Any questions? Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. We're done with the agenda, so I'll declare the meeting adjourned.